What's up, everybody? Today we got some new exciting information on the official Microsoft store about the new Gods Pack Freyr. In this video, I'm going to break down all that new information as well as go over all the new screenshots and discuss what I think this may mean for the future of Age of Mythology Retold. I'm super pumped. Let's jump right in. Alright, I'm first going to read the About section and just give a general rundown. Welcome to the Freyr God Pack, a new type of expansion for Age of Mythology Retold. Challenge friends with a new major god Freyr and 3 new minor gods, Ullr, Aegir, and Vidar, and leap into battle with their new god powers, myth units, and technologies. Battle your way across the frozen north in an exclusive mythical battle scenario, crushing your opponents with the wrathful power of your new gods. 4 new gods. Freyr, the Norse major god of fertility and kingship. Freyr's focus is defensive and technological rather than aggressive. Freyr's god power is Gullinbursti, which temporarily summons Freyr's magical giant golden boar to defend a town center. Ullr, the classical age Norse god of oaths and archery. Ullr improves your defenses and longhouse units. Ullr's god power, Asgardian Bastion, allows you to erect a powerful hill for light fortification 1 age earlier than usual. His myth unit is the Dragger, an undead archer whose arrows penetrate multiple targets. Aegir, the heroic age Norse god of the sea and storms. Aegir boosts your myth units and siege weapons. Aegir's god power Tempest calls down a vicious hailstorm that damages and greatly slows down enemy units. His myth unit is the Rock Giant, a towering personification of stone who crushes and even devours buildings. And finally, Vidar, the mythic age Norse god of vengeance and resilience. Vidar favors your human soldiers and heroes. Vidar's god power Inferno unleashes a fiery path of destruction that incinerates all in its path. His myth unit is Fafnir, the infamous winged dragon of Norse legend who envelops enemies in fire and poisonous fumes. Seems like we're also getting a new campaign mission. 1 new fully voiced mythical battle, Rangleaf's Rally. As his plans in Egypt unravel, Gargarensis travels north and rallies the giant clans to attack the Norse of Alfheim. Surrounded on all sides, the beleaguered Norsemen make a final stand and prepare to die violently when the Valkyrie Rangleaf suddenly arrives to lead the defense. Will she inspire these hardy people to an unlikely victory? Or will Freyr's realm fall to the ravages of frost and flame? In this mission, you will worship the god Freyr. Wow, okay, so we have a lot of things to unpack here. The big takeaway to me out of all this is that it's now confirmed that we are getting new unique minor gods, which in my opinion is extremely exciting. I'm glad they're not just using the existing minor gods in the game only. I feel like that'd be like not nearly as cool and in my opinion kind of just lame. I definitely was not expecting this at all though. I thought maybe they would add in maybe 1 new minor god, but definitely not 3. Overall, I think this is kind of crazy, but I'm kind of all for it. Obviously with 3 new minor gods and 1 new major god, this means that we are going to be getting a total of 3 new myth units and 4 new god powers. Here's a graphic that kind of sums up all the information we just read. Let's kind of discuss it a little bit. Alright, so we got Dragger, which is obtained by going Ullr in the classical age. He is an undead archer whose arrows penetrate multiple targets. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work, like if it's like a kind of like a collateral or whatever you want to describe it. Like is it a special ability or is it just kind of that's how his damage is always kind of inputted, like it always goes through units? That'd be kind of really interesting from like a micro side of things. Like you're trying to line up your opponent's units, deal as much damage as possible. I think that has a lot of potential and sounds really cool actually. Up next we got the Rock Giant, which is accessed through Aegir in the heroic age. He is a towering personification of stone who crushes and even devours buildings. He looks really cool. Like we're gonna go in the screenshots and see a little bit better. But what does this mean by even devours buildings? Like what does that even mean? How is he gonna devour buildings? I wonder what that's gonna look like, the animation and how it's gonna be balanced. That sounds very cool, but I'm not sure what that's gonna look like. So we'll obviously see how that kind of plays out. Next we got Fafnir. And you get this by going through Vidar in the Mythic Age. You basically get the infamous wingless dragon of Norse legend who envelops enemies in fire and poisonous fumes. My goodness, man. It's kind of cool that we're now getting a couple dragons in the game, not just the Nidhogg anymore. This is wingless though, so it doesn't fly. And obviously I think I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to make numerous of these because this isn't a god power, this is a myth unit. So I wonder how strong this is going to be. This might be the most expensive myth unit in the game that you get access to that isn't a god power. So that's really exciting. I wonder how strong Fafnir is going to be. I think that's really cool though, so I'm super excited for that. Alright, let's get into the god powers. Alright, up first we got Gollenbursty, which is accessed through Freyr in the Archaic Age. Temporarily summons Freyr's magical giant golden boar to defend a town center. That sounds really interesting. It's definitely playing into Freyr's defensive style. And I'm not sure how this is going to work exactly. Like, is the giant boar stuck inside of a certain zone next to the town center, or can you micro the golden boar? Obviously, we don't have any information on this yet, but we can only speculate. But this seems kind of cool. I'm not sure, like I said, how it's going to work, but we'll see. Up next, we got Asgardian Bastion, which is accessed through Uller in the Classical Age. Allows you to erect a powerful hill fort-like fortification one age earlier than usual. Oh my goodness, this seems insane. This is amazing. This is also playing into Freyr's defensive style. This is probably going to be amazing for like 2 town center builds and turtling. I'm not sure if this means it is a hill fort. It says hill fort-like. Does this mean you can train hill fort units from it in the Classical Age? If you can, that's so strong. Even if you can't train hill fort units, that's still very strong. You can turtle and kind of defend yourself a lot easier. Especially if you could do that in the Classical Age. That seems insane. Obviously don't know what it's going to look like, so it may not be that strong, but from my first glance and first assessment, that seems very, very strong. Up next, we got Tempest, which is accessed through Aegir in the Heroic Age. Calls down a vicious hailstorm that damages and greatly slows down units. That sounds kind of cool. It's almost like it's kind of like a frost a little bit, where like it doesn't completely freeze you, but it slows you down. That's kind of cool, and it does damage too, so that's a plus. We obviously don't know how effective it's going to be. It all depends on the numbers and how much damage it does and the radius, stuff like that. But it seems pretty strong. Seems cool. Cool idea. Finally, we got Inferno, which is accessed through Vidar in the Mythic Age. Unleashes a fiery path of destruction that incinerates all in its path. This seems really cool. This kind of reminds me of the EE Fuchi god power, I believe it was. I think it was Fuchi, maybe it was Nuwa, where you got access to Inferno, which is basically just like a big ball of fire. But this seems a lot cooler. Like, you see this little wolf-like animal jumping out of the fire, and I think it goes down a path. So it's not just like one spot like in Extended Edition. It seems like it's going to go down a path of destruction. So that seems really cool. I'm excited. We're going to have to figure out how strong it is or if it's weak. So we'll see when it comes out. Let's start going over some of the screenshots now. There's some really cool ones I want to go over. Alright, in this first screenshot we see a new building, I believe. I think this is the Wonder building. This seems really, really cool. I love the design. It looks beautiful. We see, I think these are all units already in the game. These are like the new units that were added. And this is, I believe, is the god power they were talking about, Gollenbursty, earlier. It's all the way over here though. So does that mean the golden boar can kind of run away from the town center? Or does the Wonder act as a town center? I'm not sure. But this is the new god power, I believe, the Gollenbursty. So pretty cool. Awesome. Love the design of the buildings and everything. Let's move on to the next picture or screenshot. We got the Fafnir. So the Fafnir is wingless, right? So it can't fly. It's on the ground. This thing is massive, man. My goodness. It's huge. And it blows, I said, poisonous, or breathes poisonous fire damage. So I wonder if that's like, if it's like lingering damage, or like if you burn your opponent or the unit, does it keep kind of damaging it over time? That seems really cool. I wonder how strong this thing's gonna be, man. It's probably gonna have to be extremely expensive, especially if you can make numerous of them. So we're gonna have to see how strong they are. I'm super excited to use this guy. Alright, next picture we got Draggers. I believe these are the Dragger myth units. The ones that shoot their archers or whatever. They do like collateral damage, like they shoot through numerous units at once and deal damage to them all. So that seems really cool. I wonder if they're gonna have to like micro that a lot. Is this a hero unit? Like, what is this? Or is this another Dragger? Seems like an upgraded Dragger. I'm not sure what this guy is. He looks different from the other ones. Seems pretty cool though. Maybe it's like an upgraded one. I'm not sure. But pretty cool. Pretty cool image right here. All these swords. I love this. It's like a graveyard or like tombstone area. Pretty cool. Next we got the Inferno. Inferno looks cool. We saw this earlier, obviously in those little small screenshots, but I think this looks pretty damn cool, man. Like, I'm excited to see how this works. Like, is this gonna go down a path? Is it like a wolf of fire? Like, how is this gonna work exactly? I'm super excited. Looks like a nuke got set off, like a mini bomb. This looks awesome, man. I'm excited to see how this works and plays. And the final picture, we got the stone giants, man. The stone giants and the other, I think, Asgardian Bastion, I think it was called, where you get the hill fort like building. It's like a frozen hill fort. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, the stone giants look awesome. Is this like a special stone giant hero? Look, it almost looks like a, I'm not sure if these are all stone. No, these are all stone giants. I believe they have like a stone like slab as their shield. That looks super cool. I'm super excited, man. I think this is gonna be great for the game. I'm super pumped for this. I think this is gonna this means that they are gonna add god power packs for all pantheons, especially if this one sells well. Obviously, it comes down to money, but I think this is great for the game. It's gonna just be kind of weird if there's only gonna be 4 major gods for Norse and none other. It only feels right that every other pantheon now gets an extra one to kind of balance it out. But we'll see. Obviously, I might be wrong on that, but overall I think this is a huge positive, and this is making me even more excited to play the game. I'm overall super happy about this and glad it's not just basically a reskin of the other Norse and just very boring and kind of lame. I'm glad they went kind of crazy with it. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed the video, I would appreciate if you guys subscribe. It means a lot, and I hope you guys have a good one. Super excited for Retold. Peace.